Hello everyone, it's Shanna. Welcome to my channel. Now today we're going to be working with Spellbinders products. I've got this handmade holidays paper pack and there are 18 sheets of 8.5 by 11 in it, and you get some metallic gold and silver and you get some colored paper. I'm going to use the metallic silver and some of the blue, and we'll just be using it for some of our die cutting. So what I got here is the stitched string lights, and this is a really cute little set, and we're going to do some stitching. And I've also got the stitched star-filled background panel, and I've already done the stitching on it. It did take a bit of time, and so we're just going to bring it in and show it to you. In this gorgeous, it did take me a good amount of time to do the stitching on it because there are a lot of stitches, but man, is it well worth it. Turned into just a gorgeous panel. So this will be the first time I've used this. I'm going to get it opened up and we're going to do some die cutting, and then we'll get to assembling our card. So I'm just going to pull it out, and you've got two oval lights and you've got two circular lights, and then you've got the string that you're going to hang the lights from, and then there's another die that cuts out all the tops to the Christmas lights, and we're going to get them all die cut out. So I'm just choosing that metallic paper for my string. I'm like a silver cord that my lights are attached to, and also the tops of the lights, I'm going to die cut them out of silver, and we'll just get them all die cut out. I'm going to use some teal glitter paper for the lights, and we'll just get everything die cut out. I'm actually going to speed it up, play some music, then we'll come back and build our card. Okay, so I've got all my pieces die cut out, and we've got the teeniest little circles that are falling out of these from the stitched area, and I'm going to just bring in my 2-in-1 Spellbinders tool and just kind of pick some of those out and just pop them out. And but it did die cut really well. So I wasn't sure with the glitter, but it worked out just fine. And so we've got all of these bulbs, and I'm just going to stitch the first one just to kind of show you how I do it. I just took some white floss, and I think it was a 6-string floss, and I split it in half. I did 3 strings, and I'm just going to run it through there, and I'm going to just grab some double-sided tape. I've got this tape laying around here, and it just seemed like the handiest thing to use. I've been using it for my stitching, just so I don't have to, glue it or put a knot or anything like that. And then I'm just going to start stitching, and you just go from the top to the middle, top to the middle, top to the middle, all the way around it until you've got your stitch finished. And I'm trying to kind of, pull it up there in the camera view so you can just see how easy it is. It goes pretty quickly on these lights. Now that background panel that I did, that took me a good bit of time. I think I was doing it while I was watching LV Handcrafted do one of her group videos. I was watching that, and I did part of it, and then I got sidetracked and started doing something else. And then my husband was watching the Olympics, and so I went in there and sat with him for a little bit and finished up doing that. So this is something great that you can just sit and do while you're watching TV or whatever, because it does take some time. These don't, but the background panel certainly did take some time, because it was just, 4.25 by 5.5 worth of stitching, top to bottom. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you how I do this one. We'll finish it up, and I will When I get it finished, I'll tape off that last piece just like I did. I've got a tangle there. Now, if you get a tangle, you just have to kind of straighten it up because it just gets wound up. It just winds around itself, and you just kind of have to straighten it up, and then it's fine. But once I get the last string in, I will tape it off just like I taped off the first one, and then cut it away. And then I'll use this needle and thread for the next one. And it looks like I missed one, so I'm just going to go back and grab it. I might have been watching something while I was stitching this as well. So just start at the top and go through the center. Or you can start at the center and go through the top and return. Anyway, so that finishes it off. And see how cute that is? I love the glitter. I wasn't sure about the glitter, but I just come across that paper and I thought, oh, that'd be pretty with that blue, kind of a turquoise blue paper. So I'm just going to grab this double-sided tape again, and I don't even bother to take the backing off of it. I just lay it down on there, and then when I go to glue them down, I'll just put glue right on top of the backing of that and around it, and it'll be fine. And then this is the little topper to the light, and I've got it in my little metallic piece there, and I had a little tiny piece that I needed to pull off from my die cutting, and just kind of clean that up with my fingernail. And we'll just put a little bit of glue on there, and then that'll be the topper to our Christmas ornament. And I liked that I did kind of the monochromatic theme and, just the two tones. I think it turned out really nice. I kind of debated on what colors I wanted to use, and then I thought, I'm just going to do all the same color, and that's when I came up with this idea to use this glitter paper. And I think it turned out really pretty. So I'll go off camera and I will stitch the other 3 because it's just exactly like that. I'm going to put my tweezers on there, clamp it, let it dry, get these other ones stitched out, and here we are with the magic of video editing. I've got all of them stitched and ready to go, and you can see they look really pretty. I really like them. So that was fun. So now, and I also went to my Better Press and I took some of my winter season's sentiments, and I pressed them with the Better Press, and I used the hydrangea ink, and it was the perfect color for this card. And I did all of them. You can do them all at once, and they die cut out all at once, which is super handy. And I know I'm going to need those sentiments as I'm making my Christmas cards, so I just did a whole bunch of them. And here you can see where I've started and stopped with all my little pieces of double-sided tape there. And I'm just going to get some glue in between there, trying to hit spots where hopefully it won't show through my stitched holes, which they're pretty full with floss anyway. But so I'm just going to get it laid down there. Plenty of glue so I can get it laid down nice. And I was real pleased with how it turned out. In fact, I think this may be one of my most favorite cards I've made, and it's very, very simple. So I'm going to get it laid down on my side folding card. And one thing I liked about it was real easy to move around and line up. That was one thing I really did like, because sometimes I just struggle with that. So it was nice that, I don't know if it was because the floss was on there and it kind of raised it up a little bit and you could move it around real easy, but it did line up. It did move very easily. So I did have to hold it down for a little bit and give it some time to adhere, but I was really pleased. So now we're ready to start pulling our other elements together. Just give me another peek at that. I just love that, the white on there. Now, I had thought about ordering some of their gold. I don't know what they call it at Spellbinders, but they have some gold. And I thought about doing that and using it, just ordering some and waiting to make it. And I thought, no, I've got this floss. I'm going to use what I have in my craft room. Now there I'm just pulling off some of the back. That metallic paper is two-sided, and for some reason or another, I guess because the strip is so thin, it just wanted to peel off. And I thought, well, it'd be easier to glue it down if I don't have metallic on the back of it anyway. So I went ahead and pulled it off. And I'm just deciding which way I want to lay this. And I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to go this way with it. So I'm just kind of positioning it and trying to figure out how I want, what I want this to look like. And so I'll just fiddle around with it until I get it in the desired position. But I like the colors. I think it looks really pretty. And right now I'm just kind of looking at my sentiments and trying to decide which ones I think I might want to use on there. So I'll just start laying them down there. So that's Let It Snow. And I thought I was going to use that one. And there's Christmas Time. And I thought it was a little bit too big for what I needed. And I pull the Let It Snow back and think I'm going to use that, but I'll actually switch gears. So we're just going to bring in some tweezers, and we're going to get my Sweet Petunia glue press, and I've got the fine tip in there, and I'm just going to very carefully put some glue on there so I can get this stuck down, and then we can start adding our little stitched string lights. And I'm just sitting out on the back porch doing my voiceover tonight. Pat's inside canning tomatoes and making all kinds of racket. And I was in the middle of trying to get started on this, and I realized that all of his background noise was showing up in my video, so I thought I'd come outside. So you're going to hear some outdoor background noise. The cicadas are already making noise, and the traffic probably going by, but otherwise I think it'll be all right. So I'm just going to get this laid down on there and try to give it a good press. Now, even if I didn't get glue on all areas of it, I'm going to glue up those bulbs and lay it over it, so that'll help adhere it as well, because that is really thin strips. And I really like the simplicity of this card. So I'm just going to put some glue on that metallic, and I'm also going to put it on the bulb as well. And I'm going to rub my fingers on there. I don't want to create a big mess on there. So I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. And I've got a towel off to the side that I'm wiping my fingers on so that I don't make a mess all over it. And then we'll get that pressed down. And I'm really kind of just laying them, the bulbs in the order they kind of show on the packaging, because I like the way it looked, and I thought, well, I'll just kind of follow that guide and get them laid down on here. And we'll give that one a press. And it's starting to come together. This just reminds me of old school bulbs. We used to have the big bulbs on our trees as a kid, and it just reminds me of that. Nowadays you just have the little tiny ones, but we did have the multicolored big bulbs when I was a child. And they were red and green and blue, and anyway. And we'll get this one pressed down, then we'll get our fourth one pressed down, and then we just need to add a sentiment. I mean, this card came together really quickly, apart from me stitching that panel. But I don't know if it's the simplicity of it or what, but I was really happy with this card. Just pushing some more, making sure I've got it glued down really well. So I hear my neighbors talking they must be on their patio. Hopefully you don't hear that. And I'm just going to kind of rub the glue in again so I don't make a mess, and get it pressed down. And I see that I need a little bit more glue here, so I'm going to just bring in my glue bottle and just press it down. And I could have used my tape runner. That would have made some quick adherence with it, but I didn't. I didn't choose to do that. I just brought my glue in. So next we're just going to get our sentiment and get it laid down on there. And I've grabbed this Let It Snow, and I'm thinking I'm going to try each one of them on there and see which one I like. And this is Snuggle Season, and I really like this one. I think I like it because of the thread that's on there. And then Sugar Plum, I don't know, I can't remember what that one says. I was trying to read it, but it was large enough for me to read. I guess I need stronger glasses. And that was the Sugar Plum one, I think. And then Christmas Time. I really like this Better Press set. I'm going to get good use out of it. And this is when I just decide I'm going to use Snuggle Season. I think that will look good on there. And I'm just going to bring in some of my really thin strips of foam tape, and we'll get this popped up and laid down on our card. So we'll just lay a piece down there and just get it lined up nice and cleanly and snip off the extra, and we'll get it set down there, and that'll finish up our card. I thought for a minute about maybe bringing in some enamel dots for it, but I just think that stitching, the stitched star-filled background panel, was really all you needed for this. I love the simplicity of it. So I'll get this laid down on there, get it straightened up, and then that'll finish off the card. And I was really pleased with it. I hope you like it. Everything's linked in the description box below. Thanks for watching.